Tonight, you will put your child to bed in a room of their own, a crib with soft sheets, a baby monitor glowing on the nightstand. You won't think twice about it. But for 99.9% of human history, a baby sleeping alone in the dark was prey. Without a crib or a monitor, the scent of a newborn could be picked up by a predator from a quarter-mile away. Most mammals are born ready to move. A newborn horse stands up and walks within hours of birth. A newborn chimpanzee grips its mother's fur and holds on from the first minute. A human infant is different. It cannot hold up its own head, it cannot walk for a year, and it cannot survive a single night alone. Humans enter the world as the most unfinished and defenseless creatures on the planet. This helplessness is a consequence of our intelligence. The adult human brain is so large that if it reached full size before birth, it would never fit through the narrow human birth canal. This created a mathematical trade-off. Human babies are born with brains only 25% of their adult size, while chimpanzees are born at 40%. Because of this limit, 75% of human brain development occurs after birth, while the infant is entirely dependent on others. In the Paleolithic world, a loud, immobile infant was a target for any predator moving through the grass. This vulnerability was the fixed biological cost for growing the most powerful brain on Earth. To pay that cost, humans became cooperative breeders. Unlike other great apes, where mothers raise offspring solo, human survival required raising children as a collective. Modern hunter-gatherers, like the FA of the Congo, show us how this works. In a single 8-hour period, a baby is held by an average of 14 different people. The physical burden is shared constantly. An infant is transferred from one pair of arms to another roughly 8 times every hour. This includes fathers, who among groups like the Aka are within arm's reach of their infants for nearly half the day. For 300,000 years, a baby was never on the ground and never alone. In our ancestral environment, isolation meant death. When humans became bipedal and lost their body hair, infants lost the ability to cling to their mothers. This forced the invention of slings and carriers, keeping the baby in constant physical contact with a caregiver's body. This constant contact activated the transport response, an ancient survival program wired directly into the human nervous system. The moment an infant is held against a body, its heart rate drops and it goes silent. This reflex exists to ensure that a carried baby doesn't attract predators while being moved to safety. Survival also dictated how we fed. Years of breastfeeding provided sterile nutrition while acting as a natural contraceptive to prevent back-to-back pregnancies. And before the invention of soft foods, caregivers pre-masticated meals, passing partially digested food lip to lip. When a modern parent rocks a baby to sleep or kisses a child, they are using survival behaviors that have been refined over hundreds of thousands of years. There is also a biological reason for the presence of elders. Most animals die shortly after they can no longer reproduce, yet human women live for decades after menopause. Anthropologists studying the Hadza found that postmenopausal women are often the hardest working foragers, digging for tubers that younger children cannot reach. By feeding their grandchildren, these women allowed mothers to have another baby sooner. This grandmother hypothesis suggests that our long lifespans evolved because elders ensured the survival of the next generation. Living past fertility is a highly successful evolutionary strategy that maximizes the number of descendants who survive to adulthood. Menopause helped a human species thrive in harsh environments where children would have otherwise starved. In our ancestral past, mothers had a network of 5 to 15 people helping them. Today, in many industrialized societies, that network has collapsed into the isolation of a single family home. We are asking 1 or 2 parents to provide the constant vigilance and care that used to be the work of an entire tribe. The exhaustion and loneliness of modern parenting are biological signals. They are the result of an environment out of sync with 300,000 years of human evolution. Burnout is simply what happens when we try to do alone what our species was never designed to do alone. Throughout our history, a single person was never expected to raise a human child without help. Our survival was never about individual strength. It was about the willingness of a group to keep the most vulnerable among them alive. We exist today because our ancestors divided the labor of raising these highly dependent infants. The village is the biological foundation of the human species. It is the reason we are here.